Yeah.
And so I think that's how the training departments or instructional designers, have to be plugged in with the rest of the company and bring in the rest of that company knowledge. Um, and that's what's going to kind of create sort of the identity of that training, or how it's going to be approached, what it's going to mean internally in that company.
I guess once you get to the point where, you've identified, well, we've been talking a lot about how do you identify whether you have a problem, but like, once you've identified or at least committed to the idea, even if you haven't identified it yet, but you're like, yeah, we don't know exactly what's wrong with our training, but there's something wrong, or we want to build some training. Um, yeah, starting off with your baselines, right? So determining what those KPIs are that you're trying to remove or trying to move the needle on, and then sort of setting those baselines and setting a goal around what you want to accomplish with training in terms of something tangible within the operations of the business, and then going back and actually seeing after a certain amount of time, as you would with any goal, define the goal and you also define the time frame, and then going back after that certain amount of time has elapsed and seeing whether or not you met your goal. That'll help you at least understand whether or not the training that you built, once you've decided you committed to building training, whether or not it was actually effective in doing what you wanted it to do. So that, I feel like that piece is much easier than, it seems to me, once a company is committed to training, it's easier for them to measure whether or not the training is effective. And it appears, anyway, from my experience, that it's harder for a company to identify that they have an issue with training to begin with